video showed us that I think is very clear. It's at the moment you
Good evening,
heard some
America.
sound
We're on
going
a
off, you saw
sad
President Trump
night
reach
tonight.
up to his ear.
Someone tried to kill President Trump on TV, and I got Newsmax in the background, and they're talking about it. Um, but we're really in a bad place right now, America, that we have to worry about our former presidents getting freaking taken out. It's just not right. You know, people just gotta get this shit together. Anyway, I'm gonna play a little bit of what's going on. I'll put the volume up so that everybody can hear it. Okay. Sorry about that.
His agents, the men and women, they're like, Mr. President, come on, we got to get you off the stage. They're trying to shield him, as Bernie was saying. And what did he wanted to do? He wanted to show the American people, no, I'm not down. And that fist bump, I tell you, as an American, I couldn't have been more proud right now.
You know, it's still surreal that this is happening, and what you're looking at right now, everyone, on your screen there is a replay of what happened after President Trump it appears that he was hit by a bullet. We don't know exactly where, on the right side of his face, possibly his neck, possibly his earlobe, as he was, on stage there for a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. We had our reporter there, Bob Brooks, and he was forced to evacuate the area. We're also hearing some reports that people were hearing that they said shooter down. Senator Mike Johnson, by the way, Mark Morgan, tweeting a short time ago, praying for President Trump. People talking a lot about prayers at this point. What do you think about the palpable hate that the left-wing media, specifically the Biden administration, people like Joy Reid, talking about him being a Hitler, Stalin-esque figure? Have people simply gone too far?
Look, I think they have. The challenge is I'm also a staunch supporter of the First Amendment. The challenge with the media, though, is that, look, depending on where your ideology and your political beliefs are, you're going to go to a certain place to get your information. And I do think, as Barney said, I do think the media has some responsibility with respect to their rhetoric. They call themselves journalists, but that ship has sailed a long time ago with respect to the rhetoric. And it's not just the media. We can't blame the liberal media only on this. It's also politicians. We're hearing the same type of rhetoric come from the politicians. So as Barney said, he called it a year ago. So I can't say that any of us are surprised that this happened.
America just can't stand. Okay, we can't let this happen. It's not just to Trump. Okay, I don't want this happening to Biden, Obama, Clinton. I can't stand Obama. I can't stand Clinton. Can't stand Biden. There's no way we can let this slide. Okay, America, you need to hold your politicians accountable for the fucking rhetoric, calling this guy Hitler when he hasn't done anything Hitler-esque, Stalin-esque, whatever the fuck they want to call him. Okay, but whoever shot him, it would seem like they got him into custody or they shot him. I don't know. If Secret Service was able to get him like right away. So I don't know. We'll find out more information. But if you're watching the footage, you see that he's looking to his right. He gets shot in his ear. It looks like they were definitely trying to. It was definitely a kill shot. Okay, so they were trying to kill this man, and they missed. So let's listen in a little bit more.
There is something happened. There was some sort of projectile. To me, it clearly shows that the president was hit. And look, I'm remiss if I don't footstep on what Bernie said. Immediately, what did you see? You saw Secret Service agents, men and women, go there and do their job. They immediately put themselves in harm's way to protect the former president of the United States. And then you see individuals right now, there's a picture showing is in tactical gear. That's going to be from the Secret Service Special Tactical Team that's there. And you're also going to have a wide array of local law enforcement that's there as well. We saw other tactical teams, other video footage of individuals in green tactical uniforms. I'm going to assume that's from a local or maybe another federal agency tactical team. Look, there is no doubt in my mind there was an enormous amount of law enforcement presence there. And what I saw after the incident happened, I saw men and women doing their job and doing their job well, Lydia.
Absolutely. Mark Morgan, don't go anywhere. Let's bring in journalist Ron Kessler. Ron, thank you so much for joining us. For those of you just tuning in, President Trump has...
Listen a little bit more. This is just bad times, America. This can't stand. We can't let this happen in our country. Just can't. The nonsense from the left, constantly calling this guy evil things when he hasn't done anything evil. Listen, he's a flawed man, like all of us. The only perfect man in this fucking world was Jesus Christ, okay? And he got crucified for being perfect.
Do we have Mr. Kessler there?
Yes.
Mr. Kessler?
I'm here.
Okay, sir, can you hear me? It's Lydia
Yes.
Serrani with Newsmax. Okay, we were just talk to me about what's going through your mind right now that President Trump just survived an assassination attempt while speaking before tens of thousands of people during a rally in Pennsylvania.
Sure. Go ahead. Am I on?
Okay, let's go back to Mr. Kessler. Let's Mark Morgan. Do we still have Mark Morgan there?
Yeah, I'm here, Lydia.
Okay, while we wait for Ron Kessler to get situated, Mark Morgan, again, we're still awaiting. You're a part of law enforcement yourself. You were the head of. Talk to me about your credentials so people can understand exactly how you know all of this works, and that a giant investigation will be launched. So talk to me about that, sir.
Absolutely. Lydia, I started out my career as a police officer for Los Angeles Police Department, and then I did 20 years in the...
Somebody's fucking head better roll, okay? Because a fucking weapon made it into this rally, okay? And almost took him out. The guy, whoever was shooting at him, and hopefully we'll get some information on who the fucking scumbag was. They were shooting to kill. This wasn't to injure or anything. They just missed fucking killing him.
What's going on. And look, there's no doubt that the men and women of law enforcement did a great job of screening all these individuals. But at the end of the day, no matter how good you are, you just simply cannot guarantee 100% of the time that something like this can't happen. You just can't prevent it all. You do your best. I have full faith and confidence in the United States Secret Service. Lady, I've worked with them many times in my career. I believe they are the best in the business in the world at VIP protection, at protecting the president. But again, there is no 100% guaranteed prevention that something like this can't happen. And so the best you hope for is that then once something like this does happen, that they react as they are trained to do. And right now in the video, that's what we're seeing. Again, we saw men and women without hesitation. They put themselves in the line of fire, in the line of danger, if it turns out to be, in fact, it was a gunshot. But that's not what was going through their mind. They willingly put themselves in harm's way. That's part of what they signed up to do. And their job was to get the president off that platform as fast as possible. But, you know, if there's a moment to kind of maybe smile a little bit is that President Trump made their job hard, but he wanted to make sure he sent a message to the American people that no matter what happens, he's not going to back down. And that fist bump, I tell you, if that doesn't give you some form of resiliency and some form of respect for this man, nothing will.
You know, Mark Morgan, I'm looking at pictures online, and
that was an absolute fucking Chad move by Trump. Essentially telling the fucking Marxist left to go fuck themselves. No matter how much you try to take me out, I am not going anywhere. They tried to arrest him. That's not fucking working. So now they're stepping up their game and they're trying to kill him. Don't know who the fuck it was, okay? But I guarantee you that he got his marching orders, or she got her fucking marching orders from someone. I don't have any proof of that, but my gut fucking tells me that, okay, America? This should not be happening in our country. This just should not be happening. Okay? We're living like we're in a fucking banana republic, America, because these motherfuckers on the left, okay? They want to wipe out everything that we stand for in the United States. Okay? This is how fucking communism works. Through force. All right? And they're willing to take out a fucking political candidate. They tried to arrest them using the law. That shit isn't working and it's backfiring. So now some fucking nut on the left decides that they want to take this man out. Okay? Now many of us said shit, Alex Jones said that shit not so long ago. Fucking last year, I think he was saying that they're gonna try to kill him. Okay? And whoever fucking tried, I'm positive he wasn't a lone actor or she wasn't a lone actor.
We see that blood, and I've got pictures right now, again, that my colleagues are sending me up close. It's his ear. There is quite a bit of blood that is coming down from his ear. So, look,
Right, Mark.
we may
Mark,
not know
Mark,
what it
does
is
Mark hear
right
me?
now.
Can Mark hear me? Mark,
Yeah,
Mark, I'm
I can
sorry to
hear you.
interrupt you. The Associated Press reporting Trump saying he is fine. They've released a statement, President Trump releasing a statement that he is fine. So I want to let the world know that because, you know, even though he was pumping up his fists, we know that conditions can change very quickly. Again, if you're just joining us, President Trump just survived an assassination attempt. 8 shots rang out, Butler, Pennsylvania, during a rally. President Trump issuing a statement. We're just reading it right now. My producer handed me this note from the Associated Press that President Trump says he is fine in a statement. Mark Morgan, we're still awaiting. Again, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I just wanted to get the news out there to our viewers as quickly as possible because it was some frightening moments. I know I was watching it unfold, all of our monitors, and ran down back into the studio because I couldn't believe my eyes what I was seeing. As we've been talking about President Trump, he could have golfed off into the sunset, right? But instead, he decided to fight. He decided to continue despite the political persecution, despite the lies. And here he is now. Possibly, he risked his life. But thankfully, he's going to be okay based on this statement that we are learning. Mark Morgan, so again, we're still waiting, possibly the shooter. So talk to me also about how expansive security detail is. I mean, this is not an easy task, keeping anyone safe, especially in a crowd of tens of thousands of people.
Yeah, look, Liddy, first of all, I'm glad you interrupted me because I couldn't agree with you more.
You know, the Secret Service, they jumped on that shit pretty quick. Okay. And you heard that they said there was 8 shots that were fired. We still have no update on if they took down the shooter or if he's in custody or she's in custody. We don't know. We don't know. It's just obviously some fucking crazy Marxists on the left got themselves into this place, okay? And I don't know. I'm not going to speculate on what kind of weapon they used or anything because we just don't know. You know, hearing it on TV is a lot different than actually hearing it, live. So like on TV, it sounded like it was a lower caliber. It sounded like a fucking 22. All right, but we don't know what it was. Okay, we won't know until we know if they got the person and the weapon.
Cut. I guarantee you there was a massive amount of law enforcement that was present. They had a detailed plan. They did the best that they could to screen individuals that were coming in there. But Lydia, as you said, in an open air environment with tens of thousands of people that are there, if someone is committed to taking an action, a violent action against the president, that is hard to prevent 100% of the time.
Sorry,
Okay.
Eric, I'm looking for my phone.
Mark Morgan, thank you so much for joining us. Let's now bring in Charles Marino. Charles Marino, we're looking at his statement right now. President Trump, for everybody watching, he is okay. He released a statement. It says, quote, President Trump thanks law enforcement and first responders for their quick action during this heinous act. Spokesman Stephen Chung said in a statement he is fine and the president is being checked out at a local medical facility. More details will follow. So, Charles Marino, thankfully, the president will be okay, but we're seeing a lot of these photos. He was hit by something. We saw a lot of blood there coming from his ear, it looks like. You saw him as soon as the shots rang out, and he grabbed his right ear right behind it there. What was going through your mind as you're seeing this unfold? And we've been talking about this dangerous rhetoric, right? People can say it's just talk, but calling him Mussolini and Hitler, we kind of, it's sad, but we almost predicted something like this would happen.
Yeah, all this different talk, and look, I've experienced it during my time in the Secret Service. It depends on whose ears all this rhetoric falls and the way it's interpreted. And sometimes you're not dealing with people that are going to make rational decisions, and they decide to take actions on their own. Picking up on what Mark said, no resources are spared here for the former president. I can tell you, one, he's freshly out of office, so his detail is rather large, and he's the presumptive Republican nominee in the week before the convention here. So he's got a lot of resources with him. You saw some of those resources rush the stage, his protection detail, the counter assault team. It's also a secure venue in that the Secret Service Uniform Division is screening everyone that's coming into that venue. So my big question right now is, if these were in fact to be confirmed gunshots, where did they come from? Did they come from within the secure environment, or this being an outside venue?
That's what I want to know. You know, he because I said it sounded like, a lower caliber shots that could have been shot from a distance. Uh, but usually someone who's taking a shot from a fucking long distance has some serious knowledge of how to handle a rifle and some serious marksmanship skills. So I don't know. Again, I'm not going to speculate as to whether it was inside or outside because I don't know, America. All I know is that some fucking Marxist loon, okay, listening to people like the chickens on the fucking View, the idiots on MSNBC, okay, and CNN, and the fucking Chris Cuomo's of the world, and the fucking Don Lemons, and the fucking young Turk fucks over there, okay. This is the rhetoric that has gotten this man fucking shot today. All right, calling him shit that we know he hasn't done. Okay, the man is a flawed man. I've said it on more than one occasion, but this shit like this cannot fucking stand, America. Okay, you cannot let your fucking political, uh, regardless of the party, okay, Democrat or fucking Republican, okay, you cannot let your political candidates who are running for president or any fucking office for that sake, okay, get assassinated. All right. So we have to stop with the bullshit. Okay. Same thing. Just fucking stop. You fuckers on the left tried to kill him. You Marxist fucking bastards tried and you fucking failed. Okay. You tried to arrest him. That shit ain't working. All right. So now you resorted to fucking trying to take his life at a rally. You motherfuckers failed. And I hope they got the bastard, male or female, tranny, fucking alphabet mob, whatever the fuck they are. Okay. I hope they got him and I hope they fucking put him down. Let's tune back in.
Party or political leader is absolutely unacceptable. J.D. Vance tweeting, everyone join me in praying for our president, Trump, and everyone at that rally. I hope everyone is okay. It goes on and on. Mike Pence also putting out a tweet. Karen and I are praying for President Trump and urge every American to join us. Meantime, radio silence from Joe Biden from the White House. Ed Henry, what was your reaction seeing these events unfold?
Well, I can tell you I'm in Milwaukee at a hotel room getting ready for Newsmax's coverage next week. And I was just with Bianca De La Garza and John Bachman, some other hosts obviously here. And we were talking about the heavy security presence here, talking about former President Trump heading to Milwaukee in just a couple of days, and all of these delegates that were flying in with us from where we flew in. And then we hear these breaking reports, and we're immediately reacting first to the president's safety. It sounds like he's safe. I spoke to a law enforcement official who said the initial report is they believe that there were shots fired, but as Mark Morgan was cautioning, it could have been some kind of shrapnel or other projectile, but it appears, and the video makes that clear, that the former president was hit. He was bleeding. This law enforcement official said he was brought to some kind of local hospital or medical center, and this law enforcement official said they believe he's going to be okay. You're getting backup from that from Stephen Chung within the Trump campaign as well. And I think from the former president himself, with that fist in the air immediately saying, this is not going to bring me down, literally or figuratively, and you have to.
I got coverage on my big screen TV too, people. So if I look off into the distance, it's because I'm looking at other coverage, just to try to get details to relay to you, America.
See, he's just posted, quote, I fully endorse President Trump and hope for his rapid recovery. And this comes as there are reports, by the way, that before this incident, Elon Musk was opening his rather large checkbook to start funding some of the super PAC activity and supporting former President Trump as well. But now you're going to see moral support. You're going to see people praying for him and people wondering about the rhetoric that's been thrown his way, as you mentioned, wondering about, the anger directed at former President Trump. And look, Bernie Kerik said it, the former NYPD commissioner. that for at least a year now, people close to the former president have said they're concerned that after all this liberal lawfare, that everything that's been thrown at this former president has not brought him down. It's made him stronger in the polls, financially, and all the rest of it. And there was a fear that there could be an assassination attempt. And it's rather remarkable that we're seeing that today, just 2 days before the start of the Republican convention. But the good news is he appears to be okay.
All right, and we are learning, according to the Associated Press, that the White House says President Joe Biden has received an initial briefing on the incident at the Trump rally. And also Elon Musk followed up that tweet with last time America had a candidate this tough was Theodore Roosevelt. Donald Trump Jr. also posting a tweet of a bloody Trump with his fist up in the air. He'll never stop fighting to save America. You know President Trump. This is a guy. He's a likable guy. He's a funny guy. He's a very charismatic guy. He didn't need to be president of the United States. He is doing this for an intrinsic reason. He wants to make America great again. He could have gone off into the sunset, golfing, enjoyed his beautiful Mar-a-Lago golf course, his gorgeous wife and his children and grandchildren that adore him. But he continued to fight in this race, knowing that this could be the outcome, knowing that there could be an attempt on his life. And so what do you think about President Trump's resilience?
It is rather remarkable. It's beyond remarkable. You're right. He's somebody with great wealth, great family and friends. He can be out on the golf course, like you say, but he believes that he has to save the country. And here we are on the eve of the Republican convention, after a week in which we've heard so much about how the current president, Joe Biden, is struggling with his own party, whether or not he's even going to be the nominee. And what Donald Trump has largely done is stayed relatively quiet. This rally a few days back in South Florida, and now this one in Pennsylvania, to try and speak out and rally his supporters. But he's largely stayed out of the limelight, waiting until he makes his vice presidential pick, which we expect in the next couple of days, by the way. That's also going to be a major news event. And then he
Sounds like he's doing okay, which is important. That's the most important thing, is that they didn't off him on national TV for the world to see. Uh, I'm just glad that he's okay. I'm glad that everybody doesn't sound like anybody else has been injured. I worry about that too. Anybody who innocent bystander get caught astray or something like that. That doesn't look like that happened so far. We don't have all the reports in. We're not going to probably know for another day or two. And I just wanted to touch bases with you, America, bring you up to speed on what was going on, and I'm going to get into it a little bit more uh, in my live tomorrow. And I just don't know. It's crazy, man. This is definitely crazy. What's going on? This is crazy. Uh, I don't know what to say. I knew this something like this would happen. I've talked about this with my family. I've mentioned it in some of my videos about what what could be coming towards Trump, and they've tried everything because the lawfare is not working. So the next thing to do is to just kind of take him out, right? Tucker Carlson called it last year. Alex Jones called it last year. I know his family has been really, really, telling him to just please be careful. He's not going to stop, okay, fighting people. He's not going to stop fighting for this country, and we need it saved in the worst way now.
Jonathan, what was going through your mind right now? We still don't know for sure if the shooter has been apprehended. As you just heard Ed Henry mention there before, that there was a LifeVac helicopter. Possibly it could be for the shooter. We don't know if anyone else was hurt because, again, this situation is unfolding as we speak.
Well, first of all, we don't know the proximity that the shooter was at, because one thing people have to understand about rounds as they travel through the air, they sound different if you are where the shooter is located versus where the target of that shooting is located, if there's enough distance apart. That's why when you hear over Trump's microphone, you hear a crack. not more of a rapport sound that you would hear typically with a gunshot. It's also over a microphone, so it's going to change a little bit from what you and I would hear if we were there. So I'm not sure how far away that shooter was and what type of weapon that they were using, but I'm hearing cracks as the bullet comes across there. So the shooter could have been from a distance away. If they were close enough, and that was just his mic changing that sound, then I would be shocked that somebody was able to secrete a weapon into that location. Even if they're in a standoff distance, the Secret Service has snipers that should be around that area during these types of rallies. But, and I'm not going to totally criticize the Secret Service at this point, but one thing I'm definitely seeing is that the response onto that stage was slow, that the Secret Service, that the CAT team that responded up there was slow. When the Secret Service was putting him in the car, you saw a female agent that was having a terrible time holstering her weapon, whether or not she was going to holster it. And even when they were moving, it was disorganized. And this is an agency that's supposed to be on top and the best, most elite protective service that there is. And so.
Yeah, I don't know what this guy's fucking axe to grind is with the Secret Service. All footage that I've seen, they were all over him, okay? And they got on top of him quickly, okay? And they got him in the vehicle as fast as they possibly could because, listen, he didn't want to go, okay? He wanted his shoes. His shoes came off. And he's like, "Let me get my shoes." That was one of the things that I heard. He's like, "Let me get my shoes." He wanted the man wanted to walk off with some dignity after someone tried to fucking kill him. I don't even know how that is possible. The man he's like, "Fuck you guys. I'm going off in my shoes. I'm standing. I'm going to walk off."
Donald J. Trump is going to win him this election, and that is a warrior right there that you're seeing.
He certainly is, and you saw immediately after he was shot, and I know what you're talking about, that woman, security agent getting in his face, telling him he has to leave the stage, and he just immediately said, "Fight." Now, prayers for President Trump. They are also coming in from his political opponents. Still nothing from Joe Biden, still nothing from the White House, but Senator Chuck Schumer just released a statement writing, quote, "I am horrified by what happened at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania and relieved that former President Trump is safe. Political violence has no place in our country." Democratic Senator Chris Murphy also posting on X, "We should all condemn what happened today, and I'm hoping for the health of the former president and everyone else at that rally." House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries wrote in a post on X, quote, that his thoughts and prayers are with former President Trump and expressed thanks for the decisive law enforcement response. But still nothing, Jonathan, from Joe Biden, from anyone at the White House. He has been briefed on the situation. This can't.
Joe Biden's fucking brain is oatmeal, okay? So he probably fucking's been briefed. He's been briefed already, okay? Because this brief would have got to him almost immediately. As soon as that shit was happening and the radio traffic was going back and forth between Secret Service and everybody else, trust me, he got a briefing on this shit fairly fast. The man doesn't care. He doesn't really give a shit. His brain is fucking fried. Okay. Joe Biden is the one who's running shit. And there's 3 fucking aides that he has that we think are there's a report I was going to get into tomorrow on my live. But I'll probably cover some of this just to brief you guys, give you guys an update tomorrow evening.
Country is so divided. They can say whatever they want about Trump. I mean, look, this right here should show the American people that it's time to stop bowing to these politicians that are not leaders. They do not have the best interests of this nation. They don't find solutions, and they drive the people to hate each other this bad to the point where this would be the case. And I frankly am sick and tired of it, and I would not be surprised if this right here drives the American people to either come together or this kicks off something that we've never seen in this country since our own Civil War.
Jonathan Gillum, former FBI agent, law enforcement expert. Thank you so much, sir. I just want you to stay put for a moment. I want to bring in
Let's
Newsmax
hope we
host
don't
of Rob
fucking get
Schmidt
civil war,
tonight.
people.
Rob
Okay.
Schmidt, he's at getting ready for the
We
RNC
don't
convention,
want
which
civil war. Okay. Looks like these motherfuckers are looking for it. Okay. And just like the left has a bunch of fucking crazies, if you think the right doesn't, and they have weapons, okay? America, stop fucking around. Stop with the bullshit, okay? Stop with the fucking dumbass chatter, calling this man different things that he isn't, okay? And you have no fucking proof of, all right? Like I said earlier, the chickens on the View, the fucking Young Turks people, the idiots and nuts at MSNBC, the jackwagons at fucking CNN. Stop listening to these motherfuckers, okay? Because this is the type of shit that happens in this country, all right? I will tell you one thing, okay? If the Republican Party wasn't galvanized before, it fucking is now. Okay? You woke a sleeping fucking giant in this country by trying to kill this man. All right? If you think he wasn't gonna get elected before, guess what? You just got this man elected by trying to fucking off him because you guys are a bunch of retards listening to fucking mouthpieces, okay? And people that breathe fucking methane instead of oxygen, all right? And you're listening to them taking in all the shit that instead of doing your own fucking research to find out that there's nothing wrong with this man. Is he flawed? Absolutely. Does he make fucking mistakes? Sure did. Okay. But he's the only hope we have of staving off fucking communism that we're speeding down right now with all his fucking flaws. Okay. He's the only man right now that is fighting. The man stood up after getting shot, put his fucking fist in the air, and told the left to go fuck yourselves. You guys tried to take me out. Suck my fucking dick. That's what he just told everybody.
What you saw in your perspective, you come from your left side or your right side, or what was it? And then to see his defiance, to say, wait a second, and to put his fist up, to let his people know he's okay and to keep fighting. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I mean, as far as, politically, I mean, this is, the support was already so massive around him because this country is being dragged to hell and back by this administration and by what the far left has done by capturing the White House with Joe Biden and what they've implemented the last 3.5 years has been a disaster. This is rocket fuel. This is rocket fuel, as simple as that. I can't believe that we've gotten to the point where we've made, I mean, we saw what happened with the congressional baseball game when Steve Scalise was almost killed. This is what they will resort to keep their power. They will stop at nothing. I mean, you watch, I have a political show every night. I talk trash. I call Biden, he's a clown, he's a fool, all these things like that. On the other side, they're telling people that Trump is Satan, that he's Hitler, that the country is over if he gets into power. It's a difference. There is a difference there. And the difference is seen here tonight. You see exactly what people are capable of. You got a lot of lunatics in this country, and they're capable of terrible things. And you have a media and you have an establishment left in this country that is out there pushing rhetoric that will lead to this every single time. And it's so, I couldn't believe it. I'm not shaved, here I am, it's the weekend, I have friends here with me, and this happened, and we just immediately flipped the car back to come back here, and I'm in the house, it's got an echo, the studio's not done yet, but it was just unbelievable to think that it's a random Saturday, and something like this happens, and you have the president up there giving this massive rally. He's just north of Pittsburgh. He's got thousands, if not tens of thousands of people watching him speak. I mean, this is the clear front runner. He's going to take Pennsylvania from Joe Biden. The establishment in this country is enraged. They're furious because of this. And they have spun this story that this man who simply just wants to tax the people less, make the government smaller, have a border, and have sensible policies in this country that aren't run by the lobbyists, by the special interests, and by the establishment. That is so enraging and threatening to them that they have turned it into this. And this is the point that we've gotten to. And I can't believe that that bullet winged his ear. I mean, he was an inch or two away from death. I don't know what kind of gun this was. I don't know how they got it into this place. It's that close, and it's just terrifying.
Definitely,
Go ahead.
brother. I'm with
It
you on
is.
that
It
one,
is
man.
terrifying.
You're right. I
Keep it
agreed. He
right
was
there, Rob.
definitely
Don't go
elected
anywhere. We
already,
have
but there are a
America's
lot of
Mayor
fucking
Rudy
idiots out there who
Giuliani,
think that he
close
wasn't
friend
gonna get
also
elected
of President
because
Trump.
of,
He's joining us right now.
I agree with you,
Mayor
brother.
Giuliani, sir, thank you
Well,
so much for
you know,
joining us.
we both agree on a lot of shit,
President
so
Trump
I
almost
feel you, man.
assassinated,
And I hope he picks
bloodied
Vance. I
ear.
really do.
We
I hope
now know
that
he's
that
going
Vance
to
is
be
his pick.
okay. What's going through your mind? They have come after you too, sir. I've actually told you to be careful. You know, they want.
Sir, thank you for your time. Yeah, brother. I really, really fucking hope. I hope it's Vance too, man. I really do. I hope he picks Vance. You know, JD was, to be honest, he was a little bit of a never Trumper in the beginning, but this was like years ago, and then he sat down with Trump, and they had a heart to heart like a while before he became a senator, and Trump endorsed him, and it changed him. He had that heart to heart with the man, and he fucking he stepped in line with Trump, definitely for sure. So we'll get into a little bit more.
For a year or two. I know Bernie Carrick and I had a conversation with him
America's Mayor is on now. Let's listen
saying,
into
they've
Rudy.
tried every other way to get rid of you. We've got some pretty evil people out there. So be careful. Just, don't push it. But you know, this is
America's Mayor,
a
people.
very, very determined man. He knows how important this is, and I just texted him and the family.
They're fucking with this man too, Rudy Giuliani. He's taking some fucking L's because of the lawfare and shit like that. But he's standing up too. He's not giving up. America's Mayor ain't no pussy.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Mayor, but I'm seeing this on Twitter. According to the TV Pittsburgh station WTAE, they are reporting, the county prosecutor there is reporting that one person was killed and the former president is safe. This is not confirmed. This is according to the TV station there in the area. Again, President Trump is okay, but we are seeing multiple reports online that a person was killed. We don't know who that person was because, again, these gunshots were fired from a long distance. So God forbid someone else was, hit in the crossfire. We know that the president was hit on the right side of his head, literally centimeters, millimeters from being shot in the head and being killed right there on the spot. So, Mayor, they're trying to bankrupt you. They've weaponized the legal system against you as well as against President Trump. And now they've tried to kill President Trump. I was just talking about this with...
He was definitely cursing, brother. Yeah, he was cursing. He was telling them to go fuck themselves is what he did. That motherfucker's a straight Chad, man. He gives zero fucks, man. Zero fucks.
They're saying he's a threat to democracy. Yeah. Joe Biden calls him a threat to democracy. This kind of rhetoric is so dangerous, all because they're simply obsessed with staying in power. They don't care that some wacko out there is being brainwashed and actually believes that the nonsense they're spewing. So as long as they stay in power. So what do you think? Should there be some sort of accountability? Will people learn their lesson that words matter?
Well, almost independent of this, demonizing President Trump is evil. It's an evil thing to do. It's an evil thing to do to him. It's an evil thing to do to our country. This man is a great leader and a human being and an exceptional leader. I was with him when he had a scare in Nevada and he had to be taken off the stage in the 2016 campaign. And I texted to him immediately after that because I rode away with him. He stayed there. He wouldn't leave until everybody was safe.
I remember that. I don't remember what the fuck happened in 2016 in Nevada. I gotta look that up. But I remember they hauled him off because he had Secret Service protection at the time because he was a presidential candidate. And I remember they hauled him off. Yeah, if anybody knows, man, just fucking put that shit in the chat. I don't remember why that happened.
On a specific occasion, with Commissioner Carrick and telling him to please be very careful.
You know, they've done everything they possibly can do to him. This is like the 7th or 8th attempt to frame him for things he didn't do. These people are evil people, and I'm not going to be specific, but the people who tried to take him out on Russian collusion or covering up the hard drive, or these are horrible things to do. I don't think anybody in our history ever did things like this.
So I'm going to take it off of Newsmax and see what
Fox
Fox Live is talking about.
These are not nice.
Strictly difficult. And I have to say that President Trump is extremely brave to do the ground because it is, you know, when we look at the decision of Las Vegas,
I see a lot of people looking down, trying to see what's going on with President Trump. But what you see is a lot of people, as you look to the left-hand side, they're looking out because there's something that got their attention. And that's something.
So there's a lot of information going on, people. So, you know, we're not going to really know all the details for another couple of days.
Up to his ear, and we heard the popping noise. That is indicative that somebody could have been out there that may have shot something. That would also probably explain why we've heard nothing more about anybody. As you see, he's surrounded by people. So if there were shots from, say, down below up to him, you would expect with multiple shots, somebody in and around him or behind him might have been hit. And there's been no reports that anybody was hit, which would be, if I'm looking at everything there, there's a couple of, couple of channels, if you will, where if a shot was fired, that a round that was not stopped would and kept going would have probably landed somewhere where it wouldn't have impacted anyone, and that would be indicative of something coming off. Based on what we're seeing, we don't know. We don't have enough information yet, but based on what we're seeing, something coming off from the right-hand side. And so that they're going to be looking for the round. They're going to be looking what everybody's doing. And by the way, you saw that picture that was posted that shows him with the blood smeared on his face, and you see his ear, and he's up on the stage. I don't know if that was the official photographer, but I'm guessing that may have actually been taken from somebody who was down close to the stage, and they may have posted that immediately on social media, and that got picked up, and then that got as we would have said, retweeted or forwarded out there. And so that tells you.
That's the picture right there of a fucking gangster. Okay, that dude, he's a straight fucking Chad. Okay, he's just telling the fucking Marxist left that just tried to take him out to go fuck yourself. Okay, I'm here to stay. And again, if you thought that he wasn't gonna get elected previously, yeah, good luck with that, because it looks like these motherfuckers just got him elected. Okay, and you know, it's just hard to take in, man.
Could this be part of a broader conspiracy? And if you want to go back historically, Lincoln was assassinated, President Lincoln, in Ford's Theater, but it was part of a much larger conspiracy. That was part of a larger conspiracy to take over the government. If you may recall, not too many months ago, there was a plot that was uncovered in Ukraine, assassination plot, where they literally were going to take out, President Zelensky and others as a plot to overthrow the government. Now, obviously,
whatever, dude. We don't give a fuck about Zelensky right now, okay? Fuck him, the herd of ghosts that came in on, the welfare check that we fucking give him. Nobody gives a rat's ass, motherfucker. Let's get back on the topic at hand, that someone tried to assassinate a political fucking candidate, okay? A presidential candidate of a different party because of all the fucking shit rhetoric that was going around about him.
With that, and that makes them wonder, is there possibly more than just this one thing that they're seeing? And I would imagine that a number of people, a number of very high-profile individuals in the Biden administration and other senior political figures are probably getting some, if they're not actually being hustled off to someplace for safety, they are being told, you need to stay put. Do not go out. Do not do anything. until we got a better handle on what this is all about.
We're going to keep you here on the line as we continue to follow the latest developments. I'd like to bring into the conversation now, though, my colleague, Austin Westfall. He is standing by here working to get more information. Austin, I know that some more reaction is coming in. What have you learned?
We're hearing from the White House press pool that the president is getting an updated briefing from the following individuals. Kimberly Cheadle, she's the director of the United States Secret Service. Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who is with the Department of Homeland.
Yeah, that Kimberly Cheadle cunt is she's a fucking disaster. The head of the Secret Service, right? The Secret Service is at the bottom of the fucking barrel right now with their protocols and everything because of this cunt.
Roles in an ongoing investigation of this magnitude.
Well, Secret Service has lead, and I should mention the Secret Service is part of the Department of Homeland Security. So what you're seeing there is a chain of command. You're seeing the head of the Secret Service there, which makes sense because this is an attack on a protectee, a Secret Service protectee, a candidate for president. So they would be the obvious, first up. Secretary Mayorkas would be there because he is the cabinet member that for Homeland Security. And overall, this is something that he has larger cognizant authority over. But they're also looking at a variety of other things. Remember, next week is the RNC, the Republican National Convention. Now, I'm not sure what level that is, but sometimes these things, depending on what's going on, can be designated a national security special event. If that happens, security for that is led by the Secret Service because of the serious nature of what it is. If you see things like the Super Bowl or major sports events or things like that, that high profile that terrorists might try to take advantage of, many times they will be designated national security special events, and the Secret Service has the lead for that. But with that, they are backed up by everything else within the Department of Homeland Security. And in fact, they may grab special agents from other departments like Homeland Security investigations or other parts and components, if you will, of Department of Homeland Security, and to buttress up the total force that's out there that they can use, that they can utilize in protecting the event or protecting the protectee or protecting both, I should say, in these situations. And I imagine right now, if I was in charge of security at the Republican National Convention, I think by this point I would have everybody that was working with me would be in there, and there would be some very rapid planning going on for next week. And I imagine there's going to be some things that they are.
There's probably going to be some changes in his rallies for sure. Any rallies going forward, there's going to be changes at the Republican National Convention. That's actually, I believe it's starting tomorrow. He's not set to be there until the last day, I think, which is the 18th, I want to say. They, they're, what do you call it? They're going to make some serious changes because they're going to have to shore up his protection detail, and they're going to have to, make sure that this man does not get killed. They will set off all kinds of shit. All types of shit will get set off. Okay, if they end up actually assassinating this man, I firmly believe that. I don't want to see that, America. I don't want to see Americans going at it with each other. But this type of fucking behavior, listening to the scumbags, on the left, all the shit that that this man has to deal with and stuff like that with the lawfare. Sorry, my camera's just acting up with the lawfare and now with an assassination attempt. This is just not good, America. We cannot have this. Okay, we cannot have this. This cannot go down, man. But the county district attorney Richard Goldfinger tells me Trump was grazed by gunfire but is safe. An audience member. Okay, well somebody. I missed that. I'm gonna have to go back and play it. Anyway, America, I'm gonna tune in. I gotta get in with my family and whatnot, and probably discuss this a little bit. And I'll be on live tomorrow, and you know we're definitely gonna be talking about this tomorrow. I'm gonna have to change up my whole plan for my live tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, and this is just we're not gonna be able to. We can't stand this. This cannot stand. This just cannot stand. So, America, I'm really sorry to report, if you're tuning into this, I'm sorry to report that this should even happen. What the hell? Why are my fucking ears and shit missing? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Holy crap. Sorry. This is like I'm having all kinds of technical issues with my camera. Like can't I should be able to see my headphones and whatnot, but they're hidden. Anyway, I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing. America, we got to get out of this place, okay? We're in a tough place right now where it's just not cool what's going on, man. The attempted assassination of a political candidate, presidential candidate, I'm sorry, is not a good thing. It's never a good thing. Okay, no, just regardless of the fucking political affiliation, it is never a good thing. We can't stand by and let shit like that happen. I heard reports that somebody was murked. I missed whatever I was reading that I didn't read it fast enough. I don't know if somebody got hurt in the stands. So hopefully not, but my heart and my prayers are going out to President Trump right now, to his family. If anybody was, if anybody got murked in the crowd, man, praying for your fucking family and whatnot. And it's just praying for our nation right now. So anyway, America, God bless you all. God bless America. And I'll see you all tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to like and subscribe.